brothers and sisters. Welcome back to my channel. Wonderful to have you here. Today's video is going to be about self-love, self-care, unconditional love. You know, I like that topic. I love that topic. Unconditionally, I love that topic. And the inevitable twin flame connection. As hard as I try to get beyond that, it always comes around the twin flame, and I end up speaking about twin flames. So I try to make a bit order today in all of those different topics, which are very much correlated into this present moment in which we are stepping into the 5D, the 5D realms. We actually have already entered that. It's present. It's becoming. As we become more conscious of it, it starts unfolding into the present reality. Right now, it's more or less in the backstage, showing itself up. The more we are attuned to it and aware to it, the more it starts to become alive, and I'll touch on that too. First, about the twin flame connection. It's not a myth. There is some kind of a fantasy story around it, of course, because this is something that we inspire to. We inspire to have that great love beyond time and space, something that is connecting us and almost is inseparable. There is an intrigued part of in each and every one of us, maybe more in the feminine aspect of who we are, that wants to have that desires to have that. But in truth, it is a memory that is installed into our DNA, which reminds us that life once was that profound and that intimate. As intimate as a twin flame connection, as a connection of a person to another person that is so strong that literally puts you out of the understanding of who you are and what is your limits or where are your boundaries. And that's the reason why twin flame relationship exists at all. So the root of it is already going back to the very first split in atom. Can you imagine that? You can even say the Big Bang, but let's not go that far away. The very first split in an atom, in a cell, which that connection, that split, contains a cord in between the two now seemingly separated subjects. There is a cord that is connecting them, an energetic cord that also has an existence in other realities. I'm throwing a lot of stuff here. I will try to be more coherent with those things. But that very first split stored a memory of connection, an understanding deep within that nothing is truly separated. It's only the illusion. It's only through the physical existence of this reality, which allows us a consciousness. This is what we truly are. We are a consciousness, first and foremost. It allows us to develop. The words develop from opening up. And this is an evolutionary process, what we experience here on earth. We open up, we take something from the inside and we project it to the outside, and it becomes a reality, much like the 5D, which I've touched on earlier today. How can that be? How can that be that I'm taking something out of myself and it becomes an existence of it all? We know it to be true. with every child that is being birthed, there's something from the inside the woman, that comes out and becomes its own existence. Right? This goes the same with an idea, something that I feel inside of me as an idea, as a project, as a wishful thinking that I am putting out, first by words, then by actions, by emotional expression. And slowly it becomes something real, something tangible, something that I can relate to and communicate with. And that is the story of creation, by the way, my friends. For it says that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, when you go to the original text, Hebrew or Aramaic, you will find that the words being expressed, the words that are describing this sentence in Hebrew or in Aramaic, are saying, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, in the head, before time, in the head. In Hebrew, Bereshit is the beginning, and it also means in the head. Amazing, huh? Bara Elohim, and bara is from the Aramaic word of bar, outside. It means created. It also means health, by the way. But the origin means outside, brought to the outside. So from the space of the head, or from that space of knowledge, something came out. This is what it says. And this is what is. And we can see this continuing to unfold in our life and in this reality. How constantly we are taking something from the inside and we are bringing it outside. And then there's a connection between us and that thing, isn't it? Between us and the child that we are birthing, between us and an idea that we are giving space to, between us and any creation that we are putting out there. A story, something that we cook, something that we create, anything, right? Anything that we create, that we bring from the inside outside, we develop a relationship with. It's not completely separated. And we will always have a deeper feeling towards that thing, even after years and years, and then we let that go and it starts its own life. Even a child, right, that started its own life, there will always be a connection there, a soul-to-soul connection. And this is what twin flames actually mean. It's that simple, and getting back to that meaning is what the current story of twin flames relationship or divine love is all about. For we can, it's easier to let go of things that we create. Even a child, when it's grown up enough, it's easier to let it go and to see it's blossoming and flourishing by itself. And it's somehow very, very challenging when it becomes to partnerships, to love relationships, right? To truly let go of your partner, of your loved one, of your husband, of your wife, of your love partner, of your lover. To truly let him, her go. That is what it's all about. Knowing that the connection that you feel inside will never diminish. And that there's absolutely no need for you to hold on to that, to try to mold it, to try to keep on shaping it, to navigate it. No need. It is already connected to your life's purpose and to the bigger dream, to the bigger scale of things, to this reality which you and me and every one of us are also part of, and we are conducting a life that is supporting this huge creation. Everything that I do, everything that you do, my dear brother, my dear sister, it's supporting creation, or it's meant to support creation. And to continue this life and to continue developing, unfolding, taking from the inside and bringing it out. And that line between me and my creation, me and my child, me and my spouse, me and my brother, me and my sister, me and my neighbor, will always be there. And that creation, that connection, creates a bigger entity that we call God, or that we call the universe, or that we call Source. And you can imagine it as a one big web. World Wide Web, where everything is interconnected. And those lines, each line is transforming energy, also known as information, back and forth. And the entire thing, the entity that it creates, on a subconscious level, has the understanding of every single individual in this system. And we call that consciousness. Beep, beep. So that's it, more or less. Maybe another word to how unconditional love related to it again, just to emphasize thing, that to let go of the condition. You don't have to do something for me to love you. You don't have to act a certain way for me to love who you are. That's unconditional love. And it starts, of course, with myself, right? We know that already to be true. To be able to forgive myself for not fully standing the expectations of my own. Allowing myself my own time and space for that development process, for the evolutionary process. Loving myself along the way when I make mistakes, when I fall down, when I take a day off from that constant productivity. Love myself unconditionally for every step of the way. And being bold enough to do the same with those mirrors outside of us, which are an illusion that they are outside. Remember, Bereshit bara, in the beginning, in the head, God brought out. And they are there to remind me and reflect me something about myself, about my own way, about my own action, about my own emotional state. And there is always a connection, and the connection is always gonna be there. So the twin flame relationship is pushing us, each and every one of us, consciously or subconsciously, towards reaching a higher state of development, a higher state of love, and ultimately the unconditional love. And this is what we call the 5D. Being in that state. And the more that I can practice being in that state, the more I make it a constant reality. The more we practice something, the more we focus on something, the more we are active in something, or at least just being aware of something, then we correspond with it. We give it energy. We feed that. And we feed that, it grows. It becomes substantial. It collects mass. And then it enters mass consciousness. It becomes real. It becomes reality. So we already stepped into the 5D, which is the realm of love, and particularly unconditional love, touching again and again unconditional love moments in our life. And the more we practice it, the more we can feel, and that's the key, feeling, not only knowing, realizing, thinking, feeling, being in that state, the more it becomes real. And then it can be tangible for everyone. Even those that just started stepping into it, even those that haven't stepped into it yet. The more it's vivid for us, the more it's vivid for them. The more it creates its own being, much like a baby, obtaining more energy, getting mass, becoming heavier, becoming more real, substantial, and then coming out to the world. Amazing how it's all beautifully connected. If you guys have questions, please do continue writing them down in the comments and I'll address them. It helps me also create more videos focused, laser focused on what you guys need, where the understanding needs to go. If you like that video, press the like button. I'll enjoy that. YouTube will enjoy that. Forward it to somebody you think will enjoy that too. And let's continue sharing, guys, for this is what rolls this reality forward. Love you.